Hello everyone, James Wilson here, and today what I'm going to do is what I like to call a little voter guide that I made myself. And it talks about the differences between Republicans and Democrats depending on the issue and where you should stand, and where you should stand is where you should vote, okay? So I came up with 10 issues. 10 issues involving this election in our country. And I'm going to tell you the Republican agenda, and I'm going to tell you the Democrat agenda, and I'm going to explain it to you. This is kind of like a who should I vote for dummies edition. So we're going to get started with this video because I have two more videos I'm going to do, a Senate prediction and a governor prediction. So we're going to get started with this right here. These are the issues. Number one, gas prices. Republicans support on-site drilling and they support fracking. They support drilling in the United States. When you add drilling in the United States and you add a new way of creating oil and gasoline, the supply goes up. And when the supply goes up, the prices typically go down. The Democrat agenda is they don't support on-site drilling. They oppose fracking. So when Fetterman says, I support fracking, he was lying to you. The Democrat agenda does not support fracking. They are environmentalists. They do not support drilling in the United States. They actually would rather get rid of gasoline and have everything go electric or everything go some type of other alternative energy. So this issue of gas prices here, this is what the Republicans and Democrats support. Period. Their policies affect the next topic, inflation. See above. We all have inflation. That's what the Democrats like to say. Oh, there's always going to be inflation. There's worldwide inflation. They love to say, they love to make that excuse. Oh, it's not Joe Biden's fault. The whole world is experiencing inflation. Well, that's because we're not drilling the United States. He got rid of the Keystone Pipeline, and so he's not doing anything to lower the prices. When Trump was in office, we had lower gas prices. We're about to drill in the United States. But now the environmentalists, the Democrats, they oppose the fracking. They oppose drilling in the United States. So that will cause massive inflation, massive gas price increases, which exactly is what happened. So gas prices have a direct effect on inflation. It is Joe Biden's fault that we have this inflation. Don't let them kid you. It is his fault that we have this inflation. He promised a college student during the campaign that he wasn't going to frack, that he was pro-environmentalist, yada, yada, yada. And that's exactly what he did, even though he lied to the American people that said that he was for fracking. Issue number 3, illegal immigration. Republicans want to close the border. Democrats want open borders. Democrats want open borders in sanctuary cities. That's why you see the governor of Texas and the governor of Florida ship these illegals to different parts of the country. They're going to Washington, D.C. or possibly New York City, sanctuary cities. And then they're like, oh, we don't want them. We don't want them. We're making an example out of them. Their policies are poor policies. And so we want closed borders. We want to secure the border. They want open borders because they feel that it's racist to have closed borders. They feel like, oh, no, we can't do that, but leave them in Texas, leave them in Florida, leave them in the conservative states. Let them deal with it, And I love what our governor's doing, saying shipping them to liberal states. Well, eat it, suckers. Drag shows. No one's talking about this, but this is an important issue here. People who go to drag shows with children, they support democratic liberal agendas. It's more than just drag shows, folks. It's the culture overall. But drag shows it's an important issue and topic. It's an important topic as far as the culture is concerned. The Democrats support drag shows. They support the gay agenda. They support children learning about that, going to these places, putting dollar bills up there, who knows what, going to these strip places. And, they support that. And then the Democrats, they say, well, this is not an issue, blah, blah, blah. You don't want to send your kids to drag shows. I mean, this is totally horrible. It's just a cultural deal with these Democrats. They support it. So if you vote Democrat, that means you support it as well. Moving on to education. Republican, parental rights. Democrat, government control. Back in 2020, when they closed down the schools, they decided to close down the schools longer than maybe what some people wanted, because that's what the government wanted. Government control. They control your kids wearing a mask. They control your kids. They basically told you, the parents what to do. We had a Virginia governor running for election. Democrat barely lost because of this. Folks, let me tell you something. It hasn't changed. Okay? That person has the same agenda as everyone else who votes Democrat. Or I should say, who's running as a Democrat. All Democrats, they want government control of your schools, and they want to teach your kids however they want to teach you. It is not just the guy that ran for the Virginia governor race in 2021. It's everyone. Whitmer, the governor of California, Charlie Crist, Beto, they all have the same philosophy. They're Democrats. Republicans support parental rights, but not all Republicans. Some Republicans are rhinos, and they support government control as well. But for the most part, they support more parental rights issues, more freedom issues when it comes to that. And if you don't want to read a book about drag shows or about gay this and gay that or whatever, then they shouldn't have to. Moving on to honest elections. Republicans believe in showing up with a photo ID and having election integrity. Democrats believe that anything goes. You can vote by mail. You can vote in person with an ID if you want to, or you can stuff the ballot boxes. You can go to door to door and asking other people if they have their ballots and taking their ballots with them and stuffing them in the ballot boxes and do all kinds of crazy stuff. The Democrats support all that. Republicans want honest elections. They want you to show up with an ID. Unless you're military or disabled, you have to have a reason to mail a ballot, and you can mail a ballot. We don't believe in these drop boxes where you can stuff ballot boxes and stuff like that. That's not an honest election. That's a rigged election and possibly a fraudulent election. So we want to have honest elections. Democrats, anything goes, because the more votes they feel like the more votes they get, the more it can go their way. Moving on to abortion. Republicans believe it's a state right issue. Democrats want to kill them at birth. They don't care about your baby, folks. I'm just telling you right now. Democrats, they are pro-abortion. Not only are they pro-abortion, they want the government to pay for it. They want the government to force the insurance companies to pay for it. They want, and they don't care if it's right at birth. You can kill the baby. They don't care. These are the same people that said, wear your mask. They're idiots. Okay, they're complete idiots. They'll say, wear your mask or get vaccinated, or they force you to get vaccinated. Well, you gotta wear your mask because if you don't wear your mask, you're gonna kill the other person. Well, guess what? If you have an abortion, you're killing the baby, you idiot. My body, my choice. If I want to get a vaccine, that's up to me. If I want to wear a mask, it's up to me. People, listen, do not forget how they acted. Do not forget how they acted in 2020 about the mask. Okay? Do not forget about Gretchen Whitmer and her husband trying to trying to get out of the house and do all that kind of stuff. Don't forget about that kind of stuff. These are people that want to dictate your lives. Guns, pro Second Amendment Republican. Democrats want to take away your guns. Okay? Democrats want to say, oh, we want, background checks and all this kind of stuff. I got news for you. We already have background checks. Okay? We already have background checks. Okay? So that's not a non-issue. Democrats want to take your guns away, folks. I totally believe if they had their way, they would take they would take your guns away. Okay? So moving on to free speech. Republicans are pro-free speech, anything goes. Democrats are anti-free speech. So what is this? If you're doing quote-unquote hate speech or quote-unquote I disagree with you speech, which is quote-unquote hate speech, which could be quote-unquote, racist, bigot, whatever, they want to cancel you. That's how they are. And they're pissed off about Twitter and Elon Musk because he believes in free speech. And so do I. I believe in free speech as well. There's nothing wrong with free speech. However, the Democrats don't believe in free speech. They want to cancel you. If you disagree with them, they want to cancel you. Just like they did Donald Trump off of Twitter. Moving on to student debt. This is another issue that's also linked to inflation. This is another Democrat-controlled policy. Republicans, they don't want to waive $10,000 in debt, but the Democrats do, which would cost the government $600 billion. Who's going to pay for it? Oh, yeah, you're going to pay for it. You're going to pay for it at the pump. You're going to pay for it at the supermarket. You're going to pay for it. You know why you're going to pay for it? Because the value of the dollar is going to decline when you waive all that student loan. $600 billion wiped away. The money just doesn't disappear. The money doesn't disappear. You're going to see huge price increases. After the election, you're going to see massive price increases no matter who wins. Because right now, the Democrats are tapping into the reserves. That's why the gas prices are kind of stabilizing. Right now, I'm paying about maybe $3 to $3.50 a gallon. I know at one point it was $4 to $4.50 a gallon at one point. But Democrats, it's going to go high. No matter who wins, it's going to go up. So don't let it fool you. Don't let the kind of gas pricing dropping before the election, don't let that fool you. Because the Democrats are tapping into the reserves. They're hoping you're dumb enough to vote for them because they lower the price. So what issues do you support and what party did you vote for? If this doesn't match, folks, you're an idiot. I'm telling you right now. Oh, if you haven't voted yet, you really need to take a look at this. Because this is important, folks. It is not just a worldwide issue. Inflation is a issue that we have as a country. It is because of Joe Biden's poor policies. Student debt, you think if they're going to waive the student debt, guess what? Everything's going to go up even more. Inflation's going to go up higher. So what does the government try to do? They try to increase the interest rates. What do they think they're going to create a recession? These people are dumb. These people are really, really dumb. I'm telling you. I've been livid. I've been very busy working, but I've been livid on these issues. These people are stupid. They're the most dumbest, idiotic people I've ever seen in my life. It's simple. It is not complicated. Democrats like to complicate things. It is not complicated, folks. They want high inflation, high gas prices. They want illegals to come in so they can win their votes. They love the culture and the drag shows and all that kind of stuff. They want to control your educations. They don't want honest elections. Anything goes, because in their mind they say, well, we need the freedom to vote however we want. And if you want to stuff those ballot boxes, do that. They want to kill babies, even at birth. They want to take away your guns and get rid of your free speech. And they also want to cut down the student loan debt so you can pay for it, working class. You are the slaves. You pay for it. Like and subscribe to my channel.